in our society seems to be getting worse.
Yeah, 8 out of 10 people experience stress in their daily lives, and attorneys have more stress than the average person.
So joining us is local attorney Gary Powell, who created Legally Mindful. It's an app that uses proprietary audio-assisted meditation methodology, say that 5 times fast, to help your meditation sessions be more effective in a shorter time. Gary, thank you for joining us.
Yeah, thank you so much for coming in.
My pleasure.
Now, you created this app essentially to help lawyers because there was a real big problem when you look at the stats.
Right.
But I guess it could apply to anyone.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, the American Bar Association did a study specifically on lawyers a few years ago, and so I had the idea to put the meditation app out for lawyers. But obviously, they're written in a way that are generic enough that anybody in business or profession can use them and benefit.
Mm-hmm. You know, let's talk about what the approach consists of, because we talk about how busy we are. I don't have time for this. I don't have time to meditate. I don't have time for this, that, the other thing. How does it work if you're, regardless of what profession you're in, but if you're an attorney and you're very busy, how can you incorporate some of these things in your day?
Well, I think the premise behind Legally Mindful is that it has a sound technology behind the meditation. In other words, they're guided meditations that I voice, and that the sound technology helps your brain get into a meditative state quicker than if you're using just the traditional method of quieting your mind.
Okay.
So then once your brain's in that quieter state, you can do more things with it. You know, the traditional meditation approach is very passive. Your mind gets in a quiet state and you just stay in that quiet state. My approach is that once you're in that quiet state, you're able to take things like work issues into that quiet state and be more productive. Because when your mind's not fully bound by stress, you're more creative, you have better facility, your mind's more coherent, so it works better. So if you can get rid of the stress, and stress isn't all bad. I mean, I'm stressed this morning just to be here to talk, and that's good stress. Yeah. But when you feel chronic stress, that's where it gets bad. And that's what the relaxation in the Legally Mindful exercises is meant to address. But then, as I said, I take it a step further than the traditional methods, where you can actually go into that very nice, relaxed state and do work there.
Yeah, we'll talk very briefly about some of the steps, some of the practical things what people can do. Do you have a particular challenge, though, when it comes to approaching guys? Because women, I think, are more receptive, too.
Yeah, I think so. I mean, and maybe I have an advantage there because I've been there, done that.
Yeah.
But I've had a lot of attorneys say, well, I'm going to lose my edge if I start meditating, because people think you have to be soft. Well, I'm a general counsel of a local chemical company. I do zoning work for Anderson Township, and I'm trying to get Legally Mindful off the ground. So I'm very busy.
You've got some things going on.
You got it. And so, but I don't feel that I'm overly stressed because I know how to handle the stress. Yeah. So like I said, stress isn't necessarily a bad thing if you take the steps to handle it. And there's so much research out there nowadays about the absolute benefits of meditation that I can't understand why people don't at least try to meditate for a few minutes a day. Now, my approach, I think, is a little bit more, I don't want to say sophisticated, but it's got a technology behind it that should help get somebody into a meditative state quicker. So once you are able to experience those benefits in a shorter period of time, I think you're more apt to then stay with meditation.
Yeah. I wish we had a little more time to sort of dig through it, but unfortunately we have to be moving on to find out what's going on with the weather. But before we do that, if people want to try out the app, how do we do it? How do we sign up? Just App Store kind of stuff?
Yeah, the App Store on Google Play and the iTunes Store. It's just Legally Mindful is the name of the app. I have a website, legallymindful.com, that has a lot of explanation, including a couple of blogs about how meditation works with your brain waves, because that's really important. You don't have to learn all that, but I think understanding that meditation helps slow your brain waves down so your brain's better functioning. But legallymindful.com and the Legally Mindful app.
Excellent.
Very good. Thank you so much for coming and talking about
My pleasure.
Thank you, Gary.